Hi everyone, I'm Dave Mulvaney here with Dan Schultz. We're going to be recapping this past weekend's games in the B Division.
Yep, there we are.
Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Doing great. Basketball's just a game. Doesn't affect me. Do I cry myself to sleep at night after the game? Maybe. I don't know. But it's okay. It's just a game. I'm over it. It's been 5 days.
Dan, we're going to jump right into it. I want to
Okay.
get it out of the way early.
That's fine. That's fine.
So it doesn't affect, well, it will affect.
It will.
But so, you know, I just want to rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
Just rip it off.
Mm-hmm.
In the mix versus Prestige Worldwide. Dan, I'm not gonna reverse your name this week. I think you've suffered enough.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Now, Dan, I'm not gonna go with Prestige Worldwide is not a very good team right now. I just want to go with In the Mix is a really good team right now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In the Mix has a great big three, and Moses Demby, Quan Peterson, and Chris Everett. I mean, they killed us. They played very, very well, especially Moses, 6 of 10 from three-point. And I told you before, when you're shooting three-pointers on the court we're at, you literally have to hit nothing but net every single three.
So Moses was doing that.
Every single time. Like, there were a couple, I only took 3 shots. I took 3 threes, and every single one of them felt good, and they, like, rattled it out. So then I was just like, F it, I'll just pass the ball. Screw it. But yeah, In the Mix played extremely well. Moses has said 28 points. We really couldn't, we couldn't slow them on the perimeter. We kind of settled with them shooting from outside and letting them beat us from outside with those rims we were playing on, and they did. They shot extremely well, 9 of 23 from outside. Well, on the flip side, you look at us, 39 rebounds to 22.
Killed them.
I don't know how many second chance points we had where it was literally, the basket was right there, and we just missed wide open.
So second chance opportunities.
Second chance opportunities killed us. We could have had, we probably left 20 points on the table alone in second chance opportunities. If we capitalize on that, it's a lot closer game.
Dan, last season, In the Mix, in my opinion, was top 1 or 2 for most talented teams in the B Division.
Yeah.
And then they go and add a player to play alongside Daquan Peterson and Moses Demby.
Well, let's be fair. Moses and Daquan, both A Division talents if they wanted to be. They could hang in the A Division, no question.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, but you know, at the same time, every team has that. Every B Division team probably has a player or two that can do that too. But yeah, I mean, Moses had just a great game. You know, they did full court pressure. That was very effective. So yeah, you got to give them a lot of credit. But yeah, on the flip side, Prestige Worldwide, we know our strengths lie in the inside. We have a lot of talented big guys down there, and we got to capitalize not only on first opportunities, but if we get a second opportunity to put that ball in the basket, it's got to happen. So.
No, Dan, I have to question Prestige Worldwide. Who brings the ball down? I think every player on your team, and I only watched a portion of the game, I think every player on your team tried to bring the ball down.
I don't think every player did. I think it was Jesse tried to bring the ball down a lot. Now, I will talk to Jesse about that because that, no offense, Jesse, usually resulted in disaster. But Sebi, myself, and Drew, it was just, the problem was, and I told the team this, and we would do it for like a possession or two, but then we would just go away from it. The problem was, yeah, one person was trying to bring the ball down, and there would be like 2 or 3 guys, and it's like, guys, someone needs to be at the ball handler's side so he can pass if he gets trapped, because our ball handler would get trapped, and then people would try to rush back, and it would be too late. So yeah, Prestige Worldwide needs to practice very badly to kind of practice how to break a full court press, and the correct way to bring the ball down the court. But yeah, as you said, I'm not super panicking or anything. I said we almost doubled them in rebounding. We just missed 1 billion inside shots that usually would go in. So we know where our strengths lie. I think it was actually DJ Macy who said it best. Dave Macy said, you know, we just got to find our identity. Once we find that, we'll be okay. So. I'm not panicking.
When you go against Daquan Peterson, who had 23 and 10, and then Moses, who had 28.
Yeah, when you go against 2 of the top 3 teams, when you haven't even had practice, I mean that's a tall order. So I think Prestige will be all right. But yeah.
Yeah, I have In the Mix is probably the most dangerous team to be division.
I have them at number 2 just simply because J Squad made the final, beat them last year with Daquan. Obviously, they added Moses, but yeah, J Squad is playing very, very good basketball as well. So I have them at number 1 right now. But yeah, in the mix is a lock for number 2.
Dan, next up, we have Wild Style versus Wait For It. As I predicted, Wild Style won this game. I had no idea they were going to beat them by 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Well, the best thing that has happened to Wild Style is that they added more to their supporting cast. No offense, last year it was literally a 2-man show. It was either Brian Avant or Damian Ware scoring the ball, and then maybe one other guy had like 3 points. That's it. But now you add a player like Martin Mincy, who had 19 points, helps tremendously, and then you have Kedrick Whitehead with 10 points. So there you go. You got 4 guys in double figures. That's good. That means your supporting cast is getting a little better over time. But yeah, Damian Ware 21 points on good percentages. Mincy with 19, Avant with 13, Whitehead, as I said, with 10. They seem to play very good defense. They held Wait For It under 50% shooting from the field. Wait For It is really, Radowski, Malik, John Radowski, Tyler Malik, and Chris Bem are all very good players, as well as Malcolm Keys. But
Dan, John Radowski, though, 5 points.
Yeah, he can't. I was just going to say, he can't. I mean, come on. We all know he's a good player, but he can't. He's probably the tallest guy in our league outside of maybe Shane Soudan of the no-show faculty.
Yeah. Watch your mouth when you talk about Shane.
But yeah, I mean, I think Radowski has to be a lot more aggressive, but just not this coming week because that's we play. So.
But you guys have the size to match
up
with him.
We do. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, Wild Style just destroyed them.
Now, I have to question Mike Vault. What kind of message is he sending to his team when he doesn't even show up because he stays home to watch football or goes to the bar to watch football? I don't know what's going on here.
I'll be honest. This league is not cheap. Why would you pay all this money and then not show up? I don't understand it. It's football. You have no attachment to that team outside of just you root for them. You're attached to this team because you're playing for them. I just don't get it.
So, you know what? I'm going to question his leadership now.
No,
that's team captain. I'm going to question his leadership. What kind of message does that send to the rest of the team? Oh, we're
calling them out. Just like back in the day. Calling them out. Do that all the time.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Next up, in what was the runner-up in the Game of the Week contest. So, me being the fair GM that I am, I decided to also videotape this game. Elite versus Doc's Old Guys All-Stars. Dan, were you able to take 45 minutes of your week and watch that game on YouTube?
I did not watch the whole game, I'll tell you that. I watched clips of it. It was mostly people shooting free throws whenever I tried to skim through it. So that was very exciting. But look at Gavin Bethel with 19 points and 7 rebounds.
He had some nice post moves from what I saw.
For an old guy, that's a pretty good performance. Yeah, Doc 4 for 14, can't have it. I thought Doc was going to be the MVP of the beat. It was either him
is genius.
Or John Radowski.
This is genius on Doc's part. I know exactly what he's doing. He did this on purpose. Doc is such a great shooter that he can miss on purpose.
He lost the game on purpose?
No,
because they really needed him.
But he's thinking about the big picture here. Teams are going to leave him wide open now, and he's going to go back to averaging probably 30-plus points.
I would love.
Wait till you see next week's performance by Doc. Wait till you see. I guarantee a 20-plus point performance next week. This weekend.
I can't wait to see it.
Guaranteed. And Pete, a genius too, missed all those shots on purpose, so teams don't guard them. They know everyone in the B division probably is going to watch that video at least the week before they play them.
That's true.
And that's the scouting report right there.
It's a foolproof.
They're going to load up underneath on Gavin Bethel. And Doc and Peter, they're going to be out there like, oh, he didn't make these shots in the video. They're geniuses. Geniuses. Give them some credit. Just like I'm about to do for Elite. What a big win for Elite. Huge win.
Yeah.
Did we give Elite a chance to beat Doc's Old Guys All-Stars? You might have picked them. I know I didn't.
I'm not sure if I picked them or not, but yeah, Alec Vasquez with 23 points, 4 rebounds.
He's quick. He's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Just from watching the video, I remember number 1. Now I know his name too.
Yeah, Malcolm Weaver with 12 points, Dante Woody with 12 points and 12 rebounds, and Troy Masson with 11.6 rebounds. So 4 guys in double figures, balanced offense, pretty good defense for the most part. The perimeter D seemed to be really good if Doc's old guy All-Stars only shot 6 of 26 from outside. So yeah, Elite is now 2-0. They seem to be fitting very well into the B division so far. So yeah, good start for them. Not so much for the old guys. They're 1-1. You know, they're All-Stars. All-Stars shouldn't be 1-1, but that's beside the point.
I need James Randolph to be a little more aggressive. Only 2 shots and 3 rebounds.
Yeah, that's.
He's a 50% shooter. He needs to take more shots.
You gotta let him fly.
Doc's old guys All-Stars. Kayla Miller only 4 shots, 1 for 1. I know she had more assists than this. Probably just. Well, no, she might not have because they were missing a lot of those open shots.
Doc's old guy All-Stars just play selfish basketball. They just don't get us. They don't get that many assists, and it shows.
There was a lot of one pass and shot, which, you know, that makes it easy for the defense to guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we have Team Battlefield versus our reigning runner-up, J-Squad.
You always have to say that week in and week out.
They can't get the monkey off their
You
back.
act like it's
You can't get
a
off their
sign of
back.
respect, and then you do something like that. That's just disrespectful.
Listen, huge J-Squad fan. Huge J-Squad fan. But they can't get that monkey off their back.
Are you a fan of their jerseys? See those jerseys?
Yeah, the jerseys are nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I have them ranked second in the B division behind the faculty's jerseys right now.
Well, it's good you're not biased when you say that. Yeah, J Squad, they look very good. 57 to 44. John Moore had a great shooting performance, 19 points, 4 or 5 from the 3-point line. Dan Glazier getting more playing time has really helped him out because he doesn't really take that many shots. He's 3 of 3 from the field, 11 points, 1 block, 1 steal. Just a solid, good defensive big man. I played with him last year. So
7 points, 11 rebounds.
7 points, 11 rebounds, sorry. So, yeah, him getting more playing time is nothing but good news for J-Squad. So, yeah.
Now, Ted Dwyer, only 11 points.
Yeah, I know.
Ted, you were just coming off your almost 20-point game. Unfortunately, stats, remember, they were messed up. But I was expecting him to be a 20-plus scorer all season.
Yep. I was too. And that's the only concern from now. Because if he doesn't score 20 points, J-Squad maybe only wins by 15. And that's concerning because with Ted scoring at least 20 points a game, they have a chance to win by 20, 25 points and really bring the hammer down on teams. So,
J-Squad,
it's a big deal.
I have them ranked second in my rankings.
Oh, that's
right now,
well, that's disrespectful. This is a really good J-Squad team.
When you're number 2, you're number 2. Next up, we have Delaware versus Rudy's Fireballers.
Fireballers are.
They had only 8 points though. They only lost by 8, 52 to 44. And Delaware, Bill is back. Bill is back, Dan. I saw him out there.
We have his last name too.
I didn't want one.
Vrabel.
I'm going to get rid of that. I didn't want him to have a last name.
14 points, 17 rebounds for him. Huge, that's huge for them. Ben Register with 12 points. Sean
Thank
Brennan
goodness,
with 12
after how
points.
Ben performed the week before,
Yeah.
I'm glad he stepped his game up. It was like 0 for 9 or something like that last week.
I know. Hey,
Very rusty.
I barely know the guy, so I wouldn't call him out. It looks like he could probably, take it a fight.
Yeah, I'm motivating. That's what we do on here.
It's true. Good point.
Yeah, there's no fight.
There's no fighting in basketball. Joe Walsh had an off game, 8 points on 3 of 10 shooting. Still had 11 rebounds, 6 assists, so he contributed that way. But Delaware was a really good team. When they were in the league 2-3 seasons ago. So it looks like they had most of their guys from the old team back. So yeah, they're going to be a team to look out for. Fireballers, not so much.
Yeah, Fireballers will get together. They did better this week than they did the week prior. And the only thing I'm concerned about is Rudy Enriquez has not scored a point yet on the season.
Yeah, that is concerning. And he only takes 2 shots a game, apparently.
When do you think Rudy's going to get his first point?
I'll say next game. He'll hear this podcast, and he'll
I'll make sure he gets at least one.
Motivation, exactly. That's what
Well,
we do.
you have Christian Noel, who was an all-star last season with 14 points. Fireballers look like they struggled a little bit in rebounding.
Yeah, just a little bit. 29 to 39. They lost the rebounding battle by 10.
And they missed their leading scorer, J.P. Hurley. He was missed. He might have won the game for him if he was there.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but possibly.
I mean, no one else might have been able to take a shot, but he might have won the game for him. Next up, we have Hot Shots B versus Old School. Dan, Old
I
School.
can't tell if Hot Shots are actually decent or if Old School's just really, really bad. I don't know. I mean, Hot Shots B, yeah, they played well. They almost won by 20. Mike Jones with 19 points. Tony Hill with 11 points. They had 4 guys in double figures, but I don't know. Old School. This is a game where I thought Old School could have at least hung with the Hot Shots a little bit.
Hot Shots are a little better than you're giving them credit for, Dan.
They're okay. They're not bad. They're better than years past. Adding C.J. Kraft to the team is definitely a good move for them because he's a really good point guard. But yeah, I just thought. I guess I don't mean to sound as disrespectful as I do, but I just thought Old School would have kept this game a lot closer. I thought this would have been like a 5-10 point win for Hot Shots.
I mean, Hot Shots didn't even have arguably their best player in Tariq Temple.
That's true.
So I don't know. I mean, Old School was struggling, adjusting to the pace of the B division, and Hot Shots, they're 2-0. Or sorry, they're 1-1. 1-1. I forgot.
Careful.
Forgot how.
Careful. Yes.
Next up, we have Hog Mob versus the Faculty in what the fans voted on as the game of the week.
Rigged. But
Dan, I want to go out there and say the Faculty. I think only 3 players on the Faculty team even voted. We didn't tell anybody, but the Faculty is America's team.
You probably.
America wanted to see this game.
My theory is you formed a bunch of fake accounts and then you voted, fake Facebook accounts, and you voted yourself.
Dan, to be honest with you,
that's my theory.
The Faculty team, we didn't even want to have our game on video. We didn't want to put it out there for the rest of the league. So that's why we went with the black unis this week instead of the white. We went black because we were on TV. Dan, this was. You may have watched the game on video and saw, you know what, this game was pretty ugly. But it was an overtime thriller, nonetheless.
Now, in week 1, it was John Rodriguez hogging all the rebounds. And now you didn't have it for week 2. You guys played better. But now, Jeff Lawson is taking 27 shots. That can't happen. That is way too many shots.
Jeff did what he had to do to ensure us getting a victory. Dan, let me talk to you a minute about, first off, I'm going to give the Hog Mob a lot of credit in a minute because they played a great game, especially Danny dropping 20 points, and he was unconscious from three-point line. But Mike Godwin sealed that game for the Faculty. I want you to go back to minute 42 and check out his rebound.
That's weird that you have that memorized.
It was the biggest rebound of the game. He skied up with, I think there was 5 Hog Mob players around him. Might have been 6. I think someone ran in from the bench to try to get another rebound too. But Mike Godwin soared up at least 4.5 inches off the ground, at least. I'll round up 5 inches, and pulled that rebound out of the sky.
I heard he also got hit in the nose, so is he going to be wearing like a Rip Hamilton mask from now on?
You would like that, wouldn't you, Dan?
That would be a hilarious.
No, Mike is a baseball player. He's tough.
Are you saying guys with nose injury? Are you calling Rip Hamilton and LeBron James, who've had to wear a face mask in the past, a bunch of pansies? That's very disrespectful.
Well, I'm sure they were worried about, their appearance and getting, serious long-term damage to their nose. Mike's not worried about that.
I'm just saying it's a good idea for him. I mean, you get hit in the nose, you want to. Those masks don't look that bad. Come on.
Hog Mob played a good game. They had a lot of second chance opportunities. They were bigger than the Faculty this game. They had a lot of second chance opportunities that they missed. Some easy layups. Don Robinson early on, he was lighting us up from the 3-point line. He hit 3 of them, and then we started guarding a little bit better. Once the Faculty went out of their zone, they were able to contest a lot more of the 3-pointers. But as I mentioned, Danny from their team, 20 points, 6 of 9 from the 3-point line. Mason Ford with 14 points. And David Sadowski, I believe he had double-digit rebounds. Yes, 11 rebounds. So the Faculty missing probably their 2 best players in John Rodriguez and Shane Stoughton. The team still doesn't know if he's real or not. But, you know, we were hurt a little bit on rebounding, but we were still able to hang in there with him just because of size.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think John was holding you guys back. I think this is it's like when Rudy Gay played for the Grizzlies, and then when the Grizzlies would play better without Rudy Gay when he was hurt or something like that. It's the same thing with John. I think John.
Yeah, you
I think
should be
might have to
more worried
consider
about when John is back.
retiring John's jersey into the rafters over here, because I think that's probably the best move going forward for everyone. Just an idea.
Jeff Lawson, 29 points, 10 rebounds. Paul Mulvena, 18 points, 2 for 3 from three-point
He
line.
could have shot better.
Oh, everyone can always shoot better unless it's perfect, right?
Just saying, I'm surprised you haven't said anything about Paul's performance yet.
Big win by. No, you know, if he does good, he did miss some big free throws. So let's get back on the line and practice that this week. But you know, big win for the faculty. Faculty needed this game, and Hogmob did too. I think they dropped 0-2 now.
Yeah, quite a far cry from where they started last year.
They started 5-0 last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Something like that. Before they got their first loss. But just a great game. You know, clearly the game of the week. Clearly.
Are you done?
Overtime thriller, Dan. Overtime thriller. You know how I love those overtime thrillers.
Oh, I do. I do.
Also, Don Potts, I forgot to mention him. He almost had the game winner in regulation. But we had a little bit of problem getting back our defense.
Did he get hurt? Did he get hurt when he went up for the layup?
I haven't talked to him yet. He probably did get injured on the way out to his car, and he just hasn't told me yet. So he's always week by week, day by day. All right, that's going to wrap it up this week in the B division for the recaps. So Dan, anything from you?
Got nothing.
All right, we will see everyone on Sunday.